Thanks for stopping by. Too Much Willie Nelson. And I have for you today the Willie Nelson composition record Teatro. By the summer of 1998, when Nelson stepped into an abandoned movie theater in Oxnard, California, planning to record what would be his 45th studio album. 45? That was it? Is that right? He had nothing much to prove other than he could still write great songs and create wonderful music. This theater, built in 1929, presumably just before the Wall Street crash that kicked off the Great Depression, was not grand or opulent as many of the movie palaces of the day. Oxnard, as you know or may not know, is mostly a farm and railroad town, agriculture. And this theater, at about 7,500 square feet, was not huge by the standards of the day, but it did have enough room to give the band sound with all that reverb. It lends a slightly mystical, glimmering air while still retaining the semblance of homey warmth. That's a sentence I would have written. Most of the songs on Teatro were written by Nelson during the 1960s. They'd previously appeared on albums that didn't sell many copies. These songs were mostly forgotten. Much of the credit for Teatro's unique style and unusual sound goes to record producer Daniel Lanois. Nelson was in ideal hands under Lanois' musical direction. Lanois had previously produced 3 Album of the Year Grammy Award winners from such huge music icons as Neil Young, Bob Dylan, Peter Gabriel, the Bob Dylan album in particular, one of my favorites. Lanois also collaborated closely with Brian Eno, on multiple albums by the biggest band on the planet Earth from the nation of Ireland, U2, including the bombshell masterpiece, The Joshua Tree. This record is very much a Lanois album as it is a Willie Nelson album. Nelson's almost stoic, behind-the-beat singing over complex Afro-Cuban and Latin rhythms, aided by the accompaniment of harmonica and a haunting, sad Wurlitzer organ riff, give Teatro a dreamlike, otherworldly quality. Teatro sounds like no other album in Willie's massive catalog. The soundscape is moody and mystical, laid under a collection of vintage Willie compositions. 10 of the 14 tracks feature Emmylou Harris on background vocals, singing in a lower register than usual. She sounds more like a croon, a wise, earthbound elder than the angel she often evokes. These Lonely Nights, these are some of my favorite tracks. These Lonely Nights, whose swiveling bass line veers close to calypso, was written by the obscure Western swing musician Chester Odom, whose songs I don't know well, but now I'll check them out more. Also on here is the often redone Chestnut, I Never Cared for You, which I absolutely love. Matter of fact, I'm going to go play it when I'm done talking. My Own Peculiar Way, which has a hint of swanky mid-century torchiness, if that's a word, the torch tune. The lush My Own Peculiar Way, which has female backing singers and heavy doses of violin, could fairly be described as country-politan. My favorite, one of my other favorites, and a favorite of many, sung by Willie, is Till I Gain Control Again, written by our great friend, Mr. Rodney Crowell. So this fancy package, the deluxe reissue from our friends at Light in the Attic, comes with a DVD movie directed by the great Wim Wenders about the making of this album, and also a ton of extra tracks, including Send Me the Pillow That You Dream On by Hank Lachlan, and Have I Told You Lately That I Loved You. So that's it for Teatro and Too Much Willie Nelson for today. Thanks for stopping by. I appreciate it. Until next time, keep listening to Willie.